Welcome to the third module, Many-to-Many, and how this directly relates to retail and the new normal. Now, the idea of many-to-many is really capsized here in this 4-word quote. Think global, but act local. So let's level set here and take a look at some of the early adoptions and the crisis and chaos phases that align with many-to-many. Well, what we noticed is that consumers kind of felt forced to shop locally, and they thought their only other option was to buy from big brands like Amazon. However, we quickly understood that that wasn't necessarily the case. But what exactly is next, and what's here to stay? Well, we do know that about 72% of consumers say that they're going to continue shopping more locally even after the crisis and the pandemic subsides. Unfortunately, we still saw that 80% of small business owners said that COVID-19 has hurt their business. So, here we can take a look at it broken down geographically to really understand that every single country across the world has been affected by this idea of many-to-many, and the pandemic has not helped small businesses. But how exactly can both global as well as local brands equally thrive in this new normal space? Well, the best way that I thought through all of my research is, of course, through partnerships. Now, one way that we're really seeing this idea of partnerships thrive is through e-commerce support, where big brands, whether you're a retailer or a tech company, are helping small and local businesses get their start in the online space. Now, some big brands that come to mind when I think about this insight are Shopify, Farfetch, and Visa. Now, Visa specifically really stands out in my mind. This is an example of how Visa is helping small businesses. They again created a new initiative, #WhereYouShopMatters. Now, within this initiative, they made a pledge to help 50 million small businesses across the entire world recover financially from the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, they're able to do this through various kinds of programs and partnerships to help, again, small businesses really understand the e-commerce space. Another great insight that we have here is local gift box. Now, instead of this idea of global and local partnerships, this insight specifically looks at how local businesses are banding together to create their own community partnerships. And a great example of how this is really taking off in my neck of the woods is the Happy Box. This, of course, is coming from Toronto. It's actually a female-founded organization that creates gift baskets for you or maybe someone you're thinking about. And it does help to support over 200 local businesses across Toronto. Now, considering this idea of partnerships on a bit more of a larger scale than just one city, but smaller than an entire country, we have this Pair It Forward campaign. Now, Pair It Forward is a province-wide partnership between alcohol producers and hospitality or culinary businesses. What they're doing here is providing very unique food and beverage pairings coming to consumers directly from the experts. And it's all designed to help rebuild the industry and the communities that they support. So when we think about moving forward with many-to-many as a megatrend, create mutually beneficial partnerships, whether that is on a global or local scale, and of course, amplify your online presence, because that is where your consumers really are. That wraps up our third and final module on many-to-many and how it relates to retail in the new normal. A question to consider is, think about a partnership either with, again, a local or a global business that is within or maybe even adjacent to your own industry. Now, what does that look like for your brand? So, thinking about the future, it's really important to leverage the key megatrends of simplicity, authenticity, and many-to-many. Thank you so much for joining our course on how to be retail resilient. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to use the links below to get in touch.